everyone. Welcome back to the Anime Iceberg. I'm Megan,
And I'm Meg.
and today we're talking about Dr. Stone, episode 21, Spartan Crafts Club, which I want to name a Arts and Crafts Club that someday.
Yeah, that'd be pretty epic. Dude, wait, I just had an awesome idea. If we if we live together and we have an extra room, I want to turn it into
Like a crafting room.
a crafting room, we can hang a sign on the door.
Spartan Crafts Club.
There you go.
Perfect. I kind of, my face when I'm crafting kind of looks pretty intense, so that might be accurate.
Yeah. All right. Summary of the episode. Making cell phones takes a lot of materials and tools. Senku begins by upgrading their equipment using the water wheel Chrome and Kaseki invented and built together. Hmm.
Okay. I
That,
mean, that covers like the beginning, but
yeah.
it should have said
Man.
something about now they need to hunt for more materials
Yeah.
or raw materials or
Yeah.
something.
We could write a better summary.
Crunchyroll, hire us. Anyway, this covers manga chapter 53, Hard Knocks Crafting Club, and 54, Flickering Blue Jewel.
Oh, I like that name too.
Hard Knocks Crafting Club, yeah.
Yeah. Spartan,
Spartan Crafting
the
Club takes my
sound,
vote though.
yeah, no, it sounds cooler, but the Hard Knocks is that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Um, and honestly, it's accurate in this
Yeah.
episode. There was one thing, fun thing that we were going to share, or not me, but
Yeah, so I went to a Renaissance festival this past weekend and it was my second time going to this one and my second time going to a run fair at all, but I went with my friend Ellie who has been on the podcast before and there was jousting and lots of cool like shops and things. They basically turn a town into it's a town unto itself. It's this huge plot of land and it looks so cool. It's medieval, but there's also like kind of stylized medieval houses, so it's like something out of The Hobbit. Um, I got to see mermaids, and I was wearing a cape. I was wearing a Black Bull's cape, like a Black Clover one that I had made, and people actually recognized what I was supposed to be. And I had this awesome interaction with a random stranger. I was standing in like the leatherworks shop and he was like, what are the Black Bulls send a scout here for? And I got into character and I was able to like, act like the character I wanted to be. My favorite character is Finral, so I was acting like him. And the guy caught on and he started calling me by Finral's nickname. And I was like, oh, that was so cool. And Ellie had another friend there and she turned to me and goes, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen. And I don't even watch the show. So yeah, it was a really fun day and I didn't spend too much money, but I did find an artist who was selling her prints, so I bought a couple prints and they're very nice.
Fun. I don't think I will be making it to Ren Fair this year. I did go last year to a different one. Did we even talk? I don't know if we talked about that on were we still doing Full Metal? I
We were
think,
still doing full metal.
yeah. I don't think we talked about it then, but it was fun. When I went last time, I went with some other friends, and I would say, not the cosplaying type, so I did not dress up. But if we went, I would dress up.
Yeah. Well, mine was like the lowest effort cosplay you could ever do. I was just wearing normal clothes that looked enough, like, like tan pants and a black shirt. So it looked enough like a medieval thing, combat boots. And then I put the little mini cape over the top. So I had like besides the fact it was blazing hot and I was wearing pants, it was a pretty comfortable thing to walk around in, and it didn't feel like cosplay so much as like themed regular clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
normally wear a cape, but but the others I was with, they had on like two of the girls were supposed to be Merlin and Arthur from Merlin. And it just had like dresses with corsets and actually it was really, really pretty.
Mm, fun. Yeah. I feel like when we talked about if we go together, we wanted to be Didn't we say well, one idea we had was the
Oh,
princess and the
yeah,
pauper.
Annalise and
Yep.
Erica.
Yeah. From
That's my
the
dream.
Yeah, that would be fun. I'm not a huge like dress person, but for that
Well,
I'll
me
make an
neither.
exception.
I like Erica's dress quite a bit, so I
Shoot.
know I know that means you'd have to wear the pink princess dress. But
No.
if you think about it. Annalise is the scientist and Erica's the
Yes, but
seamstress.
okay, that's true. Okay, roles, that would be perfect. But colors, not perfect, technically. Because my favorite color is blue and yours is pink.
Well, then you'd be wearing my favorite color. I'd be like, my best friend's wearing my favorite color. Hey,
Okay,
it's our cosplay. We can
if
change it
you're,
however we want.
if you can be Stark, if I can be Erica, all right? Compromises. But
We're just gonna
I'll just carry your
mix
giant axe for
names.
you though.
Okay, so I'll be Stark, you'll be Freerin, but I'll carry your staff and you'll carry my axe.
Yeah, I just want an
That works.
axe, okay? Ilea's is so cool. It's
I
like
love
a
Stark so
battle axe,
much.
and then it has like an even like
It's
an
like a
extra
point on
like
top.
yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Obviously, may have started a new show.
Yeah.
Um,
We mentioned it briefly last time, but we've gotten way further in it and cannot stop talking about it.
yes. All
But
right.
anyway, back to Dr. Stone.
Yes. This is a I feel like this is an episode that's like setting up for some really great things in the next few episodes. So, yes, let's get into it. Um, as the episode description said, Senku upgrades their equipment using the water wheel. He makes batteries. And so no more manually like turning that uh
The crank thing
the crank thing
generator.
for Ginro and Kinro, and they are very happy. I loved the little comment. Was it the former chief?
It was either
Who?
Kokyo or Jasper, but they're like, well, Ginro, I get why he's happy because he doesn't like to work, but even diligent, dedicated Kinro is happy, so you know it had to be hard.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But the work is not over for them. Everyone is prepping. No, I can't remember. Everybody's just working. They're
Yeah, well, they have
making
to get ready for winter.
yeah, and they make more. Basically, they're like making more tools so that things are easier because they make another gear. So then they don't have to like pump air anymore. Um, and then yeah, we see them. They're prepping for winter. They're gathering food. Um, Senku, Senku and Kaseki and Chrome, they start working on making light bulbs, which is very like back-breaking work. It's like not back, it's like very delicate
Yeah,
work.
you can see
Um,
Kasaki's hand shaking as he's trying to put the filaments in the bulbs.
mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we also see the battle team training for their battle. Um, and then it's winter. And you can tell like 'cause everybody's got winter coats and
I
they're all
love their coats. Like
yeah.
Kohaku's and Ruri's I like too, because they're like those dress cloak thingies. All I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna say though is put some pants on. Your legs are gonna get cold.
Right. Honestly, okay, I'm gonna be honest. My legs don't get super cold. 'Cause I used to I like when I used to go to the gym, um it's been a hot minute.
In
Uh
ye olden days when I went to the gym.
basically, yes. Like in the winter, I didn't feel like changing back into my clothes, like into my normal
Oh
clothes
yeah.
when I
Well,
left. So I
I
just would
would wear
like,
short sleeves and shorts outside all the time in
yeah, and it's
winter.
like, ah, you just worked out. But I don't know, I was always fine. Like my legs didn't get that cold.
See, since I was in track, I had the opposite thing where we would always be told like cover up before your next race. You don't want your muscles to get cold. You want to stay warmed up. So like I would just wear a t-shirt around because it's not a big deal if my arms are getting cold, but I'd always put the pants back on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how it was for swimming. We had like warm-ups, but in like a pants and jacket that we would wear. Yeah. But anyway, they should wear pants, but eh, they're probably fine. And Ruri doesn't wears like a long dress, so
It's a longer, yeah, and they look cozy because they got the fur-lined insides and
mm,
I don't know. And like Gen, thank goodness, is finally wearing boots because he goes barefoot all the time.
yeah. No, that is cold. I have walked outdoors barefoot in the middle of winter.
Yep, I've stepped in the snow with bare feet.
Eh.
I'm too lazy to put my shoes on to go
Yeah.
throw out the trash.
Yep, that's the exact scenario where I was walking barefoot in the snow.
Nice.
That's why it's nice to like live with guys because they usually have big shoes you can just
You
like
just
stick your feet in and then they
no,
go and
no,
like, why are my shoes
that's what
wet?
I do when I have to help my mom with groceries when I'm home.
Yep. I always just wear my brother's Crocs or whatever my dad.
Oh, if I try wearing my dad's tennis shoes, my feet just go whoop right
Yeah.
into them because he's quite a bit taller than me. My brother,
Yeah.
my mom, and I, though, we can interchange shoes and not realize it because our feet are all the
Oh,
same size.
that's funny. I have average sized feet, but compared to my mom and my sisters, really all the other women in my family, I have big feet. And so I like go to put on their shoes and I'm like, why are these so squishy? Why are they squishing my feet?
Yeah, I think, well, my sister stole the tall gene from my brother and I, so she and my dad have the bigger shoe sizes, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's the three of us just going like, "Can I wear your shoes? Sure, go for it. Okay, I'll bring them back."
Does she say that they saved the tall jean for her because they were saving the best for last?
Yeah, but whenever she says that, then Caleb fires back with, "You were adopted." Which she wasn't.
Classic.
She wasn't. I can attest. I was 6 years old when she was born, so I saw my mother, you know, go through the 9 months. So
hmm Yeah, yeah. No, I can tell looking at you three, like you're,
my brother and I look like twins, but
yeah, you do. But
we've been asked that before.
you can see her and be like, oh, yeah, definitely
Yeah.
related.
Yep.
Yeah, I think mm, only once has that happened to me and my brother, and we're just a little over a year apart, so not quite Irish twins, but close. Anyway, let's talk about more about this episode. Oh yeah, so it's winter and they've finally completed their light bulb. Um, and just in time because Senku has something to show everybody and he brings them out to this tree and he lights it up and it's a Christmas tree and Gen picks up on that like right away. He's like,
Is today
uh
Christmas?
yep. Yep. And that was just like a to me that was like another moment that was like just the two of them shared like the significance
Yeah.
of that because
Well,
I'm sure they probably I don't know if they probably know what Christmas is, but like the
yeah, the
meaning of it's
villagers
lost on
might
them.
the villagers might just have a vague idea of what holidays are, but I think it's so cool that Senku, like I would say Christmas might be his favorite holiday, or at least it's the one in this show where he has the most memories associated with it. And I mean, it's interesting because for what I've heard anyway, for Japanese people, Christmas Eve is more of the big deal, and it's more of like a
Mm-hmm.
romantic holiday for couples. But for Senku and his dad, it seems like they might have celebrated Christmas like we would. Like that's a special day and you wake up and there are presents and it's like just a fun thing. And of course, like there's like the Christian aspect and significance of that too, but it's like I don't know, I think it's just really cool that they place such an emphasis on that holiday in particular.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyway, as they're looking at the tree, I think this is in the manga, but it's a cute little detail. Chrome gets an idea, but the manga panel has him at first, like getting an idea, and it shows two wires sparking above his head, and then he like shake his head, like no, 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 and he amends it to a light bulb going off. So classic light bulb moment.
That's great. After their special um Christmas tree lighting, we Chrome is very excited and he wants to go exploring. I loved this scene because like they're just like, well, we don't need anything, but he's like, I'm gonna go look anywhere, and they're like, okay, be back. Um, what did you say? Like
Be back
before?
within a week. They're
Yep,
just gonna let
yep.
him go off by himself for a week in a dangerous cave by himself.
Eh, he's done it before. But I love saying because like, yeah, go adventure. Like he kind of lets I I don't know. He's a great teacher because he guides them and like explains everything to them, but then he also lets them go off and figure things out on their own. Like when they went and built the water wheel, he wasn't like, "No, we need you guys here to be working on this other stuff." They're like, "No, you explore your your ideas." And I don't know. I love that.
Yeah.
Um And while Chrome's gone, Kaseki and Senku are trying to make a vacuum tube, which is like kind of like a light bulb, but I
It's
don't
like
remember
he said it was
exactly.
like a gear of light bulbs, basically. Like or he said something like this vacuum tube will basically be the gear of our phone. I
Yeah, yeah, that's something to do with the phone, and it's like no, he didn't call it a computer chip. Did he?
no,
No. No, it was something like uh dang it, I didn't write it down. But anyway, they need it for their phone.
yeah, my grandpa was an
Um,
electrician, maybe he would know.
so is my dad.
You failed our families.
Sorry. But anyway, but the basically what they're not having any success because when they're like trying to like connect I think it's the filaments, um, the glass like keeps breaking because it's like heating because
Mm,
like getting hot and then expanding. So they're not having any success, but then Chrome returns and he has copper and Senku's like, "Yes, this is like very strong metal. And uh it's gonna help. It's
they
gonna
make
help it
like
break." I
yeah, they
don't
make like copper tubing so that it goes inward and instead of
Yes.
expanding outward.
Good job for remembering.
Yeah. I mean, I also thought it was funny because, well, in the anime, Chrome makes a bad pun, but in the manga, he says, "Cop a feel of this copper," no pun intended.
Oh, pun intended.
Yep.
Chrome. Uh And this is after it breaks again. It's Senku's like, the bamboo filaments, they're too weak for what we need. And this is like the first time that we see him like he's ready to give up and he's like, we can't do this. We're not gonna be able to make this.
I
Um,
feel like seeing him frustrated like that just kicks the villagers into gear. Like, we've never seen this guy get upset like this. We need to help him.
mm-hmm. Yep, so everyone is searching through the rocks that Chrome brought, but without without any luck. And but Suika is not giving up. She keeps looking and she finds an interesting looking rock, but doesn't think anything of it. Um, and then it's New Year's and everyone it's such a sweet moment. Like everyone gets up and they're gonna go watch the sunrise. And as they're like standing on top of a hill, the rock that Suika has starts glowing.
Yes. And then, sorry, brief manga note. When they go to watch the sunrise, Senku is obviously at a low point and kind of doesn't feel like doing anything fun since he can't do his breakthrough in his projects and whatnot. But Gen says, "It's my job to get your mind off of things." And Senku fires back, "You're a pain, mentalist. You know that?"
Honestly, I feel Senku's pain. There has been things that I have worked on for years, and there's moments when you're like, this is never gonna work. I'm never gonna get it. But then the thing that I have always found is you need to take a step back. Like I'll work on something for like a few months and it like doesn't work. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take a break, work on other stuff, and come back.
Yep.
And I, for the most part, have that strategy works. I've been able to figure out things. Um,
On a smaller scale, even today, I was working on one of my freelance jobs for art, and I would draw a panel and then feel just like I can't do this anymore. I would literally flop down on my back on the floor in my room and just breathe and let the music in my headphones play for like 30 seconds, a minute, however long I needed. And then I just sit myself back up and keep drawing. And that's all I needed.
sometimes chocolate helps too.
Mm, ice cream for me.
Yeah, but not eating ice cream in the lab.
Ah.
Too bad. All right. Um, so yes, they have their glowing rock, and it is scheelite, which is um, or really it's tungsten, which is the strongest metal and exactly what they need to complete their vacuum tube. And the episode ends, and they're gonna go exploring. And this whole scene was awesome because one, so Chrome and Senku are going, and they need to bring a third person, and so they have
Like a video game
like a video
style
game thing where it's
roster.
like choose your fighter. Um and surprisingly they decide to bring Magma along. Um and then also I think in the same scene they have they're gonna go explore a cave, and so they're going spelunking, and they have like a little video game.
Like an
Um
8-bit character going
mhm.
across the screen.
Yeah,
Super
I
cute.
loved it. So yes, they're going Chrome and Senku and Magma are going on an adventure.
Yeah.
All right. And that's the end of the episode.
Yep. Okay, so we got some manga notes. The first is we are on volume 7 now, so I'm gonna read off what the artist and author have to say. So our author says, "What's the mysterious scientific apparatus in the photo above?" And he's got like this picture of like this glass doohickey. "It's the same piece of glasswork that appears in this book, made by incredibly skilled human hands and not by machine. I got my hands on one for my research, and I still can't believe this thing exists. When I went to the glass workshop mentioned in Volume 4, I struggled to make a single vase. Artisans are incredible." And then our artist says, "Somebody sent me this very cute Suika figure made of modeling clay as a gift. It makes me happy, incredibly happy. It's decorating my office now. I'll keep working hard on Dr. Stone. Thank you." It is pretty
Cute.
cute based on the picture. And that's, you know what? I kind of feel the same way as him because as an artist, I don't want to be famous. All I want is for my work to be either well known or well loved enough for somebody to send me fan art. And I will treasure that forever.
One day, one
One
day that will
day.
happen.
Yes. The other manga note is at the end of the chapter where they decide to go spelunking. There's a treasure dungeon maze that you can fill out.
Oh.
It's very, very cute. Later in the volume, which I'm sure we'll get to later, they'll have a key for how to solve the maze, but it's a little more difficult than you might think. But yes, that is all I got for the manga. In terms of animation notes, I only had one because Meg was kind of excited about it when it happened. But we love seeing the characters when they're sleeping in their little sleeping bags. And Senku and Chrome share a room, so they're sleeping together and Senku's all snuggled up. and Chrome snoring away and his foot's poking out and kicking Senku.
Yes, they they always look so adorable when they're
Yes, and
sleeping.
the thing I wanted to mention animation wise for that detail is that I feel like you can infuse a lot of a character's personality when you have them sleeping. Like just showing the way
Hmm.
a character sleeps can tell you what kind of character they are. Like
Yeah.
Senku's just kind of snuggled up and sleeping kind of peacefully. I guess he's got a maybe contemplative look on his face when he sleeps, so his brain is still going. But
Hmm.
Chrome being kind of a messy sleeper speaks to his like frenetic energy.
Yeah. Okay, well then, quick question for you. Do you think the way that you sleep reflects your personality?
Let's see. Covers up to my chin. One leg might be bent up a little bit, but I don't move around that much. I tend to like wake up in the morning and I'll either have like rolled to the side or the other, but I don't move that much. So that might reflect my easygoing personality. I don't know. I
Hmm.
feel like it's more of a character thing than a real life thing.
Ah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like I know some people are crazy sleepers, and I'm like, that makes
Further study will be commencing.
yes. Hmm. I guess for me, I kind of sleep a similar way, except it depends on the night. Like some nights, like I'll sleep in one position the whole night. Like I'll wake
Mm.
up and be like, "Oh, I did not move." And
That
then
means you're
other,
tired.
yeah, yeah, that's usually the case. And then other nights, I I toss and turn and move a lot. And sometimes I definitely like I don't sleep talk or sleepwalk, but I do things that like I wear headphones to bed every night, and sometimes I'll like find them in places that like I know I picked them up and put them there, but I have absolutely no recollection of
Mm.
doing that.
I
And
do
like, well,
sleepwalk
we're doing
sometimes, so
something.
maybe that's yeah. Huh. Well, again, maybe further study is required. But moving
Yes.
on,
Okay.
I'm going to introduce another character. Her name is Turquoise. She is Jasper's counterpart, so one of Ruri's guards. So kind of an important character. I think she gets a little bit more spotlight later in the series, but I would say she's more of a background character. But she's played by Mallory Roduk, who is Frieren from Frieren.
Oh.
Uh, Nebra Silva from Black Clover and Kinuha from Noragami.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna be listening to her more closely now. She does a
Yeah.
great job as Frieren. Like,
Yeah, she does. I really like how she plays her.
yeah.
All
All right,
right.
tracking. Chrome said that's bad twice.
And Senku said, "Get excited" one time.
Awesome. All right, and then as we
Uh,
mentioned, current show we're
yes,
watching,
yes,
Frieren.
we started free Rin. I think we're actually like about halfway.
Yeah. Do
Um,
you have a favorite character so far?
mm, I really like the three mains. I also really like Himmel. I guess he's kind of the another main
Himmel.
character. I don't have a favorite. I
You can
really
say
like
Himmel, it's okay.
I no, I actually don't have a favorite. I really like
Nice.
all of those. I really like Freerin and Fern and Stark and then Himmel. I don't know if I don't have a favorite out of those four.
Shark.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
mine.
I know.
Ever since he slayed the dragon,
Oh, dude,
the
that
animation popped
was
off.
so cool. Oh, yeah.
I think it's just
I
because of his design too. I like
yeah, he also
he's just
looks
got so many
pretty awesome.
elements.
Yeah. Um, I don't know, I really these last few episodes were like finally there's like some action, so it was really great to see that, but like up to that point, it was a show. I don't know, it makes you like want to fall asleep, but like in a good way.
Like I'm
Like
so
not because
content right
yeah,
now.
not because you're bored, but because you're just like, oh, this is very just like peaceful and
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
which
so
we
we're
needed
liking
after
it.
Tokyo Revengers and
Oh my
Windbreaker.
goodness. Yes, yes. Um, Yeah, I mean, I remember like it must have been like last fall when people were like going crazy for it. They're like, "Oh, it's the
Yeah.
best show ever." And I was like, I
It
mean,
passed Brotherhood on the anime list, but that's probably going to change again.
oh yeah, for sure. And like it definitely is very good, but not the best show ever, I would say. But
We got to see
that's
more,
also
but yeah, it's really
I feel like we have a fairly
it's just so hard when people hype things up like that.
yeah. Yeah, I think I don't know for this one because it's like such a different concept and people were hyping it up, that made me think that it was going to be good. Because usually, like, yeah, you expect people to like hype up things like JJK and Demon Slayer and like stuff like that. And then you're like, yeah, is it really that good? But for this one, I was like, it's probably good because it's kind of a interesting
It's different.
concept. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
different. Um,
Plus, it's a shonen with a female protagonist, which is kind
yes,
of few and far between.
awesome. Really like the two main characters, because I would say Frieren and Fern are like,
Hmm.
it's awesome. Yeah. All right. I think that's all we've got. So, Megan, what was your favorite line?
Mine actually came from Kaseki when somebody asked, "Are you going to give up?" Not at all. Although my body gave up a long time ago. Same. And what was your favorite line, Meg?
Mine also came from Kaseki, like in that same conversation, I think. Um, when he's talking about his his life, well, anyway, this is what he says. He's like, but Senku, ever since you showed up, it's been a hell of a lot harder, that's for sure. But more importantly, it's been a hell of a lot more fun. All right, and then what did we learn?
We learned that mental breaks are important. Thanks for the reminder again.
Yeah, and always coming in clutch.
Yeah.
And then who pushed the story forward?
Chrome and Suika for tag teaming and finding the right mineral.
Yeah, this is a solid episode that is leading to good
The
things.
string, a string of episodes that are just like peak.
Yep. Yep. I mean, we've only have, I think, 3 episodes left of this season, which, yeah, hopefully at the end of the season, we're gonna have a fun bonus episode. I don't know
It's
what's happening.
contacted by them. They're up for it. We just have to figure out details.
Okay, we should probably talk about that off offline.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, we will be back next week with another episode.
All right, bye.
Bye.